Listening. How to plan a no-buy year. Exercise B. Main ideas. Page 14.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a trend that's getting a lot of attention these days, especially among young people. I'm talking about something called a no-buy year. A no-buy year is exactly what it sounds like. For a whole year, you don't buy anything. I mean, of course, you buy essential things: food, toothpaste, shampoo, even gifts for other people. But when it comes to stuff for yourself, like clothes, computer games, or electronics, you just don't buy them. You use the things you already have, or you find ways to use something without buying it. Borrow a book from your local library. Share games with a friend. No purchases unless you absolutely need them. Fascinating idea, isn't it? Why would anyone want to do that? Yes, Layla.
To save money?
Okay. Roberto?
To not waste time shopping? I mean, to use our time doing more productive things.
Perhaps. Mina?
I think it's more complex than that. I think a lot of people, especially people of our generation, are starting to think about how much we consume. We're more aware of what we're doing to the environment when we buy some cheap thing and throw it away a few weeks later.
Those are great reasons, and you're all correct. Certainly, as Layla said, people do save money when they stop shopping. Think about young people, those who've just graduated from college. We can assume their income probably isn't very high if they're just starting out in their careers. They would really benefit from a no-buy year. They could pay off debt, save for a trip, or even start saving for a house. Roberto, you're right that we do spend a lot of time shopping, and that time might be better spent doing something else. A lot of us go shopping for all kinds of complex emotional reasons. Many of them have nothing to do with actually needing something. You have a bad day, so you go shopping. Finding a bargain makes you feel better. You get a good grade on a paper you worked hard on, so you treat yourself to something new. You've all done this, right? But I want to talk about Mina's point. As Mina said, quite rightly, people of your generation are more aware of the environment. You're strongly motivated to make a difference, and that's what I want to focus on in this lecture. Let me ask you all a question. How many of you have bought a new phone in the last, let's say, 6 months? Quite a few hands. In fact, most of us change our phones every 2 years. What do we do with all those old phones? A lot of them end up in the garbage. Around the world, people produce 50 million tons of electronic waste, we call it e-waste, every year. 50 million tons. Over 10 million tons of e-waste are produced every year in China. In the United States alone, people throw out over 150 million phones every year. All these phones contain metals and chemicals that end up in the environment. If we recycled phones, the effects would be amazing. For every million cell phones that are recycled, we can recover 35,274 pounds of copper, 772 pounds of silver, and 75 pounds of gold. Now, think about clothes. Anyone who shops knows that there is no shortage of new clothing on the market with every new season. First, the production of clothes in the world has doubled since 2000. We're producing twice as many clothes, and we're wearing them for half as long. In the United States, for example, the average person throws out 82 pounds of clothing every year. Second, a lot of these clothes are made of a synthetic or machine-made material called polyester. Put polyester in the laundry, and it releases tiny pieces of plastic. These plastic pieces end up in the ocean. You can imagine the dangers for sea life. Scientists estimate 35% of all plastic in the ocean comes from washing clothes made of polyester. So here's the thing. If everyone thought more carefully about how they spent their money, they could save a lot of money and help to save the environment. I see some of you are looking a little concerned, and that's understandable, because these issues call for changes. But doing a no-buy year means different things to different people. For some people, it means not buying anything apart from essential items. For others, it could mean not buying, let's say, takeout food, or limiting the amount of money you spend each month on clothes, or finding a cheaper substitute for an expensive product. That would be a low-buy year rather than a no-buy year. So think about it. What would a no-buy or low-buy year look like for you? Why don't you talk about this for a few minutes with the people sitting near you?